Hi, this is Emma with Little Ditch Bee Company, and today I want to talk about drawing comb out. When I was a new beekeeper and first starting, this was one of the things that really frustrated me. My husband Jeremy, who makes and edits all our videos, had posted the first video that we did across a wide range of forums, and one of the questions that he got back was from somebody who's starting out with a package of bees this year, and she's having trouble with the bees drawing what is called Burr Comb. And so I want to talk today a little bit about comb and how to get your bees to draw it out in a way that's not going to drive you crazy. So we're going to start out in this honey super here, and I know that the bees have, I know that the bee space in this super is violated, and I know that there is Burr Comb in here. I'm just going to show you what it looks like. Hi girls. We're just going to take a quick peek in here. So if you look at this comb in here, the bees have been drawing Burr Comb that violates bees, because these frames are lined out in a way that violates bee space. And since we're still doing the crush and strain method of honey extraction, I don't really care what the comb looks like in here. This comb here is violating bee space by being drawn in between these two frames. Or it's not a violation of bee space, but because of the violation of bee space, they've drawn this comb in between the two frames. So that's something that's going to happen if you don't have enough frames in your hive, or if there's not enough comb drawn out. And here, in this slot, they are building what's called cross comb, where they've attached the two frames together. So in the brood box, I wouldn't be happy to see either one of those things going on. All right, so now that you've seen a couple of examples of cross comb or Burr Comb, let's talk about how you prevent that. And what I do, now most people will tell you that in order to get your comb drawn out really well, that you need to make sure that your hive is leveled. And when I first started, I had my hives leveled, and I was doing the very, very best I can. Now my hive stands do sag a little bit, but I was doing the very best I could to get my hives level, and I still ended up with a lot of cross comb and Burr Comb being drawn out by the bees. And so we need to understand a little bit about how the bees operate when it comes to building comb. The bees don't care about bee space and the right depth of comb when they're building honeycomb. And everything external to the main area where they're rearing brood, they use for honey storage at first. But within the area that they are rearing brood, they want sequential combs of brood, and they will draw those out absolutely perfectly. And so all I do in order to get bees to draw out comb the way I want it to be drawn is to place frames in between brood frames. So I'm going to show you this in this cell builder. You may have, or I know that I have done this in previous videos and not thought to talk about it. And so I have given this cell builder a couple of frames of empty comb for them to draw out, or empty plastic foundation for them to draw out, because when they're feeding queens really heavily, their wax secretion glands are also going pretty fast. And I'm glad I got in here, because I see another rogue queen cell that I'm going to pull off. in between this brood frame and my cell builder frame, it should be drawn out just right. I'm going to shake these off just to make sure that there aren't any more queen cells on here. That I put in here just about a week ago. And you can see they have not got it completely built out yet, but they are drawing these cells absolutely perfectly. There is no cross comb on here at all. It's absolutely perfect, and that's because it was adjacent to a frame of brood. And so some people call this technique checkerboarding, and they'll go through the brood box and they'll make every other frame a new frame of foundation. Some people really don't like doing that because they feel like breaking up the brood rearing area can be a bad thing, but I just feel that it's necessary to make sure that there are enough bees to support coverage of that many frames without sacrificing their ability to cover the brood when it gets cold and to maintain the proper temperature. So once you start having a couple of frames get built out and that brood start to hatch and they're able to cover more frames, that's when I would recommend that you go in and you break up that brood rearing area and you put another frame of brood in the middle of it. I hope that helps. I also wanted to mention in some of our videos that may not even be up yet, I'm going to be talking about how I've been rearing queens, and primarily this year we've been rearing queens so that we can get a bunch of nucleus colonies for next year ready to go, and get all of the other hives in our that we have requeened this year with a new queen. But here right now we're having some extra queens reared, and we are offering those for sale. So if you want queens, these are queens that come from colonies that have survived 2 winters in southeastern Colorado without varroa treatment. If you would like to order a queen from us this year, contact us at littleditchbee@gmail.com.